You can change the world. Learn from proven change makers from all walks of life. They'll show you how to raise money, invest for impact, and so much more. You can start small. Start today and never quit. You can change the world by strengthening your superpowers. Now, welcome to the Superpowers for Good show. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Kevin Sherd. Kevin and I will be, holy cow. Hello. Kevin, welcome to the show. I got to figure out what's going on here. Getting a little echo. I know what's going on here. Sorry, I'm listening to myself on YouTube. So forgive me, everybody. Let me just introduce what we're doing today with this 2-minute video. Then we're going to have a conversation. So watch this here with me and Kevin here. Okay, well, everybody, we're thrilled. We've got just a great program set up for March 21st. It really is going to be phenomenal. Two of our speakers are here with us today. That's Karen Pollock and Kevin Sherd, and we're just so excited. Kevin's obviously got a great view of Baltimore going that he's sharing with us live. What a gorgeous day. Kevin, tell me about that weather.
A little bit chilly, but it feels great. The sky is trying to show its blueness, if that's a word. But yeah, it's Baltimore. This is the inner harbor. I decided to go up on the rooftop. I wanted people to get a really good feel for such a beautiful city that Baltimore is. We oftentimes get a bad rap, but it's a great place to live and a great place to invest.
Yeah. Karen, tell us a little bit about your perspective on Baltimore.
Oh, sure. I think one of the things that I love most about Baltimore, and I suppose I could turn it around and show you the view, but I'm only on the 5th floor, and I can see for miles and miles and miles because Baltimore is a very low-lying city, and a relatively flat city. We don't have a ton of skyscrapers in a lot of different places, but it means that it's a real city. I'm a city person, but it's also very manageable and accessible and a great place to walk and run and just get around and see lots of people, what's going on here.
It is just a beautiful, beautiful city. I lived in DC for a couple of years and got over to Baltimore a number of times, but have been back since. And it is a beautiful, beautiful city. And that isn't the way some people talk about Baltimore, but the fact is, it has that beautiful inner harbor that Kevin's showing us, that is just spectacular, as well as a rich cultural and historic context. So we're excited for Super Crowd Baltimore. You know, we're excited. We've got some great sponsors. You know, the University of Maryland, Baltimore is a key sponsor, supporter, partner for us. And Jim Kuchar, that runs their social enterprise program, will be on our program as well. We get great support from Purpose Rounds, which is a venture fund that supports companies in launching crowdfunding campaigns. Jenny Casson, who runs the Casson Group, will be there to speak, and she's also a sponsor. Community Vision Solutions is a sponsor, and CrowdMax. We'll see Bill Houston, who's a crowdfunding expert, come and participate, and Terrence Gallman will come up. Kevin, I think you know Terrence, right? That's how I got connected to you. I think was Terrence.
Yes, it is. It is. He's a great guy, doing some great work, content creation, but he's also big in investing in the community.
Yeah, and you know, you two have some parallels. You've both written memoirs that are likely to become films, and it's exciting. And of course, then we've got We Economy as a sponsor, and the National Coalition for Community Capital is also a sponsor, and they will be represented by their executive director. Will be speaking at the event. Of course, Kevin is a sponsor. We're so grateful for his support. He's been tremendously helpful in organizing this event. And then we've got supporting co-hosts, including the Social Enterprise Alliance, Funding Hope Rotary, Amoeba, and Moving the Needle with Rob Kaplan. Rob is a former uh, Fed bank chair, and he was the former vice chair of Goldman Sachs, and he supports our work. So we're just thrilled. Ridgecrest Herbals is also a supporter. And then we've got a whole host of co-hosts, including Shift the Prism with Karen. Karen, we're thrilled to have your support, and the Crowdfunding Professional Association, and they'll be represented by four speakers from the CFPA, and then we'll have the Crowdfund Main Street, which Jenny Casson's affiliated with, Baltimore City Chamber of Commerce. The chair will be speaking. Baltimore Development Corporation will have their president, and another executive will be speaking. So two folks. The CrowdCheck CEO will be there, and she will be speaking. Community Wealth Builders, the founder of that organization, will be there, and she'll be speaking. Crowdfund Holdings Innovators, the CEO of that company, will be there speaking. Incolo is a supporter. The Brainchild Company is as well. Mashup Labs Pre-Round, Crowdfund Better, and Dakin Capital, all supporting us in this event. And of course, here working behind the scenes is our key support person, Chandon, and I want to make sure I thank him. But you know, we've got some great things coming up, and I just wanted you to know. I want to acknowledge the people who are supporting us, but this is going to be a phenomenal event. Kevin, tell us a little bit about what attracted you to participating in this event.
I think I might have mentioned it earlier. I meet so many great people with great ideas, very intelligent, educated, committed, but access to capital in the Black community has been a problem for a long time. And so when I was first introduced to this idea, I just thought it was a great opportunity, and the timing couldn't be better because Baltimore is really evolving right now. I mean, this is the time. If you want to invest in Baltimore, if you want to get involved in the growth of Baltimore, this is the time. Um, it's just so much amazing stuff going on here. So when I first heard about it, like I said, the timing couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah. Well, I'm thrilled that that's the case. And we're thrilled to have you. And it's I think this is a mission we share. I think Karen, you feel as passionately about this as anyone that we need to find ways to better support Black founders, especially when we're talking about Baltimore, right?
Yes, absolutely. And Baltimore's a city of small businesses, and we were among the sort of earliest of communities building wealth through small businesses and small enterprise from the very beginning of our founding and across all industries. You would be shocked if anybody, when you come to SuperCrowd Baltimore, you should also come and see the Baltimore Museum of Industry. And it doesn't take long. It's a fairly tight museum, but it'll give you the opportunity to really get to know this city as a city of innovators and small businesses. And so this opportunity to help to lay the groundwork and build the education muscle as well as the relationship muscle for how to invest in your communities and for individuals for how to become investors and thinking about crowdfunding as a really important tool to get involved in your own communities is really exciting. So I'm so glad to be a part of this.
Well, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of it. You just make such a difference in the event and in the community. I want to just show off some of the people who are on the program. Of course, I've talked a little bit about Jenny Cass, and I mentioned her a couple of times. Jenny is, I like to say, she's one of the OGs of crowdfunding. She was among the elite influential people who got the Jobs Act passed that created investment crowdfunding. She was invited to the White House to sit in the Rose Garden for the signing ceremony in April of 2012 because of her role in that event. And she will be at SuperCrowd Baltimore. Now, she'll be there because she has invested so much in Baltimore already. So she's a big deal. Of course, Karen's here with us today, and Karen, tell everybody a little bit more about yourself. I shouldn't be introducing you. You should.
Well, no worries. And actually, I should add about Jenny that people call her the mother of crowdfunding for the reasons that you mentioned. And I'm actually working with Jenny on something here in Baltimore that I think will help to connect the dots across small businesses, local residents, local investors and entrepreneurs, and all the incredible entrepreneur programs and support systems that we have in Baltimore. So our effort to create an actual physical space for people to meet with local entrepreneurs and see what they produce and also find ways to help support them, including through crowdfunding. I am also a lawyer by training, and I spent most of my life in traditional financial services. And really, my job today, I think of as closing the gaps that exist in the financial realm, the gaps between traditional investing and local investing, the gaps between uh, high net worth or high wealth investing and tools for everybody else in the world, including in our own communities, for investing with each other, in each other, and in our own community. So very excited to be a part of this.
Oh, fantastic. And you're going to be a huge part. Stephen Schaff will be joining us. Stephen is also, he's the founder of Community Vision Solutions. It's a benefit company, and they help really catalyze true community driven development. The model that they love is to find a nonprofit partner, maybe an old church, and help them redevelop the project in a way that really supports the community. Jim Kutcher, we talked about him a little bit. Jim is at the University of Maryland, runs their social enterprise program. And of course, University of Maryland is one of our key partners for this event.
Yeah.
Brian Christie will be at the program. He is the president of the Crowdfunding Professional Association. He's the CEO of Brainsy, and he's also the CEO of Crowdfund Holdings. So he's a big deal. We're thrilled to have him. Caitlin Bernal is one of the key people who will be speaking, and she's at Kiva, and so she brings this investment crowdfunding model that predates the Jobs Act, and so she brings perspective and value there, and of course, very devoted to Baltimore. Crystal Berger, who's one of the genuinely big deal media personalities in Baltimore, she will be there and participating in the program. Thanks, Kevin, for connecting us with her. I think that was your connection. We're thrilled about that. Lindsay Peel will be there as well, and you know. These people are so incredibly impressive. Kevin, take a minute and introduce yourself. Tell people why you're a big deal, because you are a big deal. Filmmaker, author of. I think you're finishing your fourth book now. Is that right, Kevin?
This is the fourth book I've published under my name, but it's actually the 10th book that I've written in the last, I'm going to say, 11 years. Also a ghostwriter for others. I'm just a believer that everybody has a story, right? So everyone has a story. Even the guy, the farmer in Iowa who wakes up at 4 in the morning to plow the cornfield, right? That's a story. And it may not necessarily be a story that I want to read about or you want to read about, but nevertheless, it's a story. And so I just believe everyone has a story. Everyone has a book in them, if they really want to dig down deep and commit to it. But I just love stories. I love content creation. Um, I've actually written 3 screenplays that I actually sold in Hollywood, two feature films and a television show. So just stories. I love stories. I love telling other people's stories. Of course, I love telling my own story, the turnaround story about how can you um, pull yourself up from some really rough times and shine like a star, the star that we all are, right? We all are stars. Sometimes we have to polish it off just a little bit more than others, but we all are stars. And so, and again, we all have a story. And this is something I'm really, really passionate about.
Well, I am thrilled that you're going to be on the program. It's so important for us as we talk about community building, for us not just to talk about the mechanics, but to involve key leaders in the community like you. And so, thank you very much for agreeing to be on the
And
program and for
Devin,
all.
can I say this real quick?
Please.
There's so much potential in our community. There's so much talent in our community. And again, the problem is access to capital and access to resources. And so if we could turn that corner, I think not only will Baltimore will be, and it already is a great city, it can be even a greater city, but I think America can be even a greater country if we could just turn that corner and be able to help people find resources to chase their dreams.
Yeah, that's such a great point, and I really appreciate you, Kevin. I'm excited, really excited. One of the things that we'll do is we'll have a session at SuperCrowd Baltimore where we're going to have 2 or 3 companies that are actually raising money via crowdfunding right now on a panel discussion. They'll be there with Stephanie Geller from Community Wealth Builders, but Shabar Ali is among them, and he is the CEO of Garden for Wildlife, which is a social enterprise based and headquartered in DC. He'll be there to talk about what he's doing. And of course, again, let me reiterate, people who are sitting there in the audience can, in real time, while they're listening to Shabar, and go on and invest in that session. And that dynamic is so critically important, I think, to what we're trying to create at this event, because it will be the kind of place where everyone, where real change, real action happens. Brad Shapiro is a real estate developer in Baltimore, and he'll be there. Scott McIntyre is the chair of the Crowdfunding Professional Association, and he's been on the board of the Crowdfunding Professional Association for a dozen years. He's a big deal, and we're thrilled that he is coming from out of town, traveling to be at SuperCrowd Baltimore. Danielle Terrain Victor will be there. And Russell Fugit. Russell is, he's a big deal in Baltimore, isn't he?
He's the nephew of Reginald F. Lewis, who
Yeah,
was the first.
his uncle is Reginald, and one of the most famous, important 20th century figures of Baltimore,
Yeah.
right? So, what a great and powerful connection. We're thrilled that he's going to be on the program.
That's another great
Benroy,
museum, by the way, the Reginald F. Lewis African American Museum here in
Yeah,
Baltimore.
oh,
it
that's
is.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it is. Beautiful place.
Yeah, and then
Right.
Benroy July is an attorney who, again, I think Kevin, you introduced me to Benroy. He's going to be there to participate. We're thrilled
Yeah.
about that. I'm excited that Lynn Heller's going to be there. Lynn is uh, local leader who ran a successful crowdfunding campaign for her nonprofit using Reg CF. I mean, it's such a creative, innovative approach, but it was for the purpose of creating a solar power project for
Mhm.
a neighborhood in Baltimore where
Baltimore.
people traditionally don't have the ability to do solar. And so she was now the community has access to solar power affordably, and no one had to put up more capital than they had, but everyone got to participate in the project. It's just a brilliant project. She'll be there to tell us her story. Alfonso Mayo will be there. Alfonso runs a nonprofit called Mentoring Mentors that helps young people mentor younger people. And it's just a vital dynamic to help build community in Baltimore. And so he'll be there to participate. John Brothers is another big deal speaker. Karen, you brought us. Tell us about John. You know John better than I do.
John is incredible and has been in community organizing, community development, and community voice, I think, his whole career. And he currently leads the T. Rowe Price Foundation. And as a consequence, both for the foundation and in its connection with the rest of the investment management structure at T. Rowe Price, he is driving real change, not just in the financial industry, but in philanthropy, really helping people to understand how to shift power to the people who we're trying to serve, to the people who are closest to the issues that we're trying to solve. So I'm really excited to get the opportunity to interview him for the purposes of Supercrowd Baltimore.
Yeah.
And Devin,
It's going to be a
my
great session.
battery is dying, so I'm gonna have to leave you guys.
Okay. Well, Kevin, thank
I-
you so much for being here. We're thrilled that you're going to be on the program. Thanks for giving us a tour of the Inner Harbor there. We're thrilled and look forward to meeting you in person in 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kevin.
You guys
Thank
take care.
you. Now, it's a shame that Kevin is dropping because Kevin is, we connected with through Terrence Gallman, and Terrence is going to be at the program as well. Terrence is a huge fan of crowdfunding and is working on crowdfunding his film that he's making of his memoir, and so we're excited. He's just got so much in common with Kevin. They're just great human beings. Pooja Mehta, do you know Pooja, Karen?
I know the name so well. I we must have met before.
Yeah, so you two are kindred spirits, and so you will enjoy getting to know one another at SuperCrowd Baltimore. Like you, she is an attorney, but she provides legal and consulting advice to entrepreneurs primarily. She calls her business the marigold effect because marigolds have kind of a magic thing. When they're planted in a garden, they help the other plants be more healthy. And so that's kind of her model. Bill Houston will be there. Bill is a crowdfunding expert who serves on the board of directors for the National Coalition for Community Capital, and on the board of directors for the Crowdfunding Professional Association. And he runs CrowdMax, a consulting firm to help people with crowdfunding, and is now a senior officer at Raiseway, which is a company that's building an app to help make crowdfunding easier for entrepreneurs. So he is really a top expert in crowdfunding, and he will be coming to town from his home in Kentucky. Catherine Gilman will be traveling in from her home up north down to Baltimore to participate in this event. She is the executive director for the National Coalition for Community Capital. We're thrilled that she will be on the program as well. Sarah Hanks is another one of those OGs of crowdfunding. She was helpful in getting the regulations passed. She is one of the original board members of the Crowdfunding Professional Association. So she's served on that board now for a dozen years with Scott McIntyre. And she is the CEO of a company called CrowdCheck. She, like Karen, is an attorney. We're going to have a number of attorneys there, and that's great because attorneys are so important to this. Janelle
if I'm not
Spencer.
mistaken, Devin, I worked for Sarah back when I first came out of law school.
Oh, really?
First job, yep.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that. That's what a great coincidence. So Janelle Spencer is one of those entrepreneurs who will be pitching, speaking, and you'll be able to invest in her business right there. Before, after, or during. I encourage people to invest during. Wouldn't it be fun for her to sit down from her presentation and see that there's more money in the till for her, and so we're excited to support her in her efforts. She runs a fitness community that she's hoping to scale up. And then Colin Tarbert, we're thrilled to add him to the program in recent weeks, but Colin is the president of the Baltimore Development Corporation, and we're thrilled that he will be attending this event. It's going to be truly, truly a great event. We're excited about this. I just really, I'm really excited about what we've got going on. And Karen, you've been a huge help to me, and I really appreciate the energy you put into helping to improve and expand the program. John Brothers, what a coup that was. Thanks for bringing John. But that discussion you'll have with him is going to be an invaluable part of the day. But the energy we'll create, I'm convinced, the energy we create by having this whole diverse community of people that come from all different aspects, that will begin to see kind of the magical role that crowdfunding is playing in Baltimore. And again, let me reiterate, we're part of the reason that we're doing SuperCrowd Baltimore in Baltimore is because there was a strong crowdfunding community there already. And now I really am excited that this has the potential to really catalyze further acceleration of that community. I really see that happening with great people participating across this program, and hope we get lots of energy out of it. So, Karen, thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. I think we've probably exhausted our audience, and Karen, we've exhausted you. Thank you so much for being here. Chandan, thanks for your help producing this little show. We're grateful for you, and really appreciate everyone who tuned in to watch it live, and those who will watch the recording as well. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. From the crowd and how to invest like a pro. March 21st at the B&O Rail Museum. Register today at thesupercrowd.com.
You can get in on the ground floor to help fix the climate crisis for as little as $100. Pause now to scan the QR code to get started, or visit s4g.biz/raisegreen. You can beat a green at Raise Green.
Join us for SuperCrowd 24 for 2 full days of wealth and impact creating content at this virtual conference on April 17th and 18th. We'll have 100 speakers and live pitch sessions. Learn how to invest like a pro and raise money from the crowd. Save 50% with